All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
Welcome back to Triple F Sports Talk. I'm Josh. That's Bryce. And that's Roy way over there. Halloween themed episode, if you couldn't tell. I mean, I kind of thought we hit it a little bit, but, we just wanted to let you guys know. So let's just jump right into it. Pod 52. Let's go over the week NFL, week 8, and let's go over the scores. I'll read them off. I can barely see them, but I'll read them.
You can take the mask off.
Thursday night, that's for later. Thursday night football, Minnesota loses to the LA Rams 30-20 in LA. Takes us to Sunday slate. Cleveland upsets Baltimore at home 29-24. Detroit rolls Tennessee 52-14. Arizona shocks Miami in Tua's return 28-27. Arizona. New England upsets the Jets 25-22. Atlanta handles the wide receiver-less Tampa Bay Buccaneers 31-26. Green Bay wins a close one in Jacksonville 30-27. Houston wins a close one in Houston against Indy 23-20. Philly wins in Cincy convincingly 37-17. Chargers handle New Orleans 26-8. 8, yeah. Buffalo beats Seattle in Seattle 31-10. Washington stuns Chicago in a late Hail Mary 18-15. Denver handles Carolina 28-14. Kansas City goes to Vegas and wins 27-20. Dallas plays Sunday Night Football in San Fran, and San Fran wins it 30-24. And Pittsburgh beats the Giants in Pittsburgh 26-18 on Monday Night Football. All right, Roy, games of the week. What do you got?
Well, my game week was just the Browns versus the Ravens. Big upset here. Could not believe the Browns beat the Ravens. I thought the Ravens was probably the best team in the AFC at the time. And I just don't know. So the Browns have started, Deshaun Watson most of the year until he got hurt?
Yeah.
And how bad was he? How bad was he for all those weeks?
Yeah.
And then you let Jameson Winston, who's been on the bench these all the time, and he comes in like throws for 300 yards, a couple touchdowns. I mean, how bad coaching are you that you can't figure out that your bench player is better than your starter?
Yeah.
Fan, but he somehow he finds a couple games where he just can explode, and how the Ravens defense did not stop him. It surprised me. I thought the Ravens, I didn't think they played very well. Lamar Jackson was kind of like one of those games where Lamar doesn't shine, and it was just an unbelievable upset.
Yeah, I'll let you go next, Bryce.
Yeah, I really didn't think Jameis Winston played all that well. I mean, there was a few balls that it literally looked like he intentionally threw it to the defense, like just straight to them. The Ravens did not play well. Their defense played terrible. The only person on offense that really seemed to be able to get it going was Derrick Henry every once in a while. And Bateman seemed like their number one receiver for most of the games. Zay Flowers was dropping balls and not getting open. But they did add a piece today in Deontay Johnson. They traded for him today. So I think that'll help their offense a lot. But, yeah, the coaching's got to be better. I mean, we all thought the Browns are one of the worst teams in the league. I did want to talk about this game because we didn't talk about it last week. I don't think we did, at least, how Deshaun Watson went down and the fans were booing. I don't know if you guys saw that.
No, I didn't see that.
Mm-hmm.
So he went down with that injury last week, and literally the entire stadium was booing him. And all these sports fans were all pissed off. But if you ask me, they're defending the wrong thing. What they should be pissed off about is the fact that a guy who has over 100 counts of rape is still playing in the NFL and making millions of dollars. So
Allegedly.
Yeah. And he's not making a lot of money. He's making the most. He's the highest paid football player in the NFL. Jameis Winston has always done this. He's just a gunslinger. He doesn't care if he throws an interception. He's just going to throw it. And it makes it look good sometimes. And like Bryce said, he threw a few balls, looked like it was going right to the defender. Because if he thinks someone's cutting and he's going to be there, he's going to sling it. The Ravens should have won this game. Their defense lost them the game. I know their offense didn't play great, but their defense is what lost them. I mean, you just can't give up how much was it? 29 points to the Browns. I don't care if they have a quarterback or not. They don't have much of a run game, which is what Cleveland is usually good at. their receivers have the most drops by far in the NFL.
And they lost their number one.
Yeah, so it's just – but I will give it this. It's a division game, and division games are always a little bit closer for the most part because you see the coaching staff and the teams twice a year, every year. So it's not surprising it was closer, but, yeah, I mean, you just can't lose this game if you're Baltimore. That defense has had problems. They got down big in the Kansas City game, first game of the year, and they lost to the Raiders. They also gave up a lot of points to a bad offense. So that defense needs to do some work because the offense can't carry them every single week.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I really don't know what Cleveland's going to do anymore because there was something else I wanted to talk about, how I recently talked about how the Cleveland should trade to somebody like the Panthers to get rid of Deshaun Watson and just give them their first-round pick as long as they'll take their contract on. Now I don't know if a team will do that. So I think they are stuck with the highest-paid player in the NFL who's not going to play the rest of the year and is terrible.
Yeah, I mean, he probably won't ever play again in Cleveland, honestly. They'll probably just tank a few years, move some players around, and just continue to get draft picks.
Yeah, I mean, they have no cap, so.
Yeah, so if they just move a couple players, they can get
Yeah, they're in
work.
trading mode right now, so.
Yeah. I don't have anything else for that game.
Yeah, me
Nope.
neither.
Bryce?
That takes us to the Bears game. I'm going to say this is probably the worst loss I've sat through since the 2018 Cody Parkey double doink. Just the worst coaching I've ever seen in my entire life. Bears defense played amazing. We held the number one scoring team to no touchdowns the entire game to the very last play. And then, I mean, there's just so many things you can talk about. The fourth quarter, handing off the ball to a lineman, our backup center for that matter, on the 1 yard line on first down. Our number one corner or number two corner for the night because we had a few injuries, taunting the fans on the sideline and his guy catching the game-winning touchdown. There's just so much bad you can talk about the Bears coaching staff that I cannot believe it's Tuesday and Shane Waldron and Matt Eberflus still have a job. So, yeah, that's all I'm going to say on it right now.
Okay. I'll go next because I kind of have some questions because you would know better than I would because I didn't watch every single play of this entire game. It's the offense. The offense is an issue. Let's be real. This offense has got to score more points. You have Keenan Allen. Yes, he's coming back from injury. You have DJ Moore, 1,000-yard receiver. Has been for the last 5 years probably. You have Rome Odunze, who gets better every single week. You have Colt Kmet, who to me is an average tight end, but he's good. I'm not saying he's bad.
I'd say
you have
top
DeAndre
10.
Swift, who's played better as of late. You have Roshan Johnson, who doesn't get chances, but he's a backup. But he's a
great
power
back.
Should have got that ball at the 1 yard line. Not the I agree. Everybody agrees. And Caleb Williams is getting better every week. Still makes rookie mistakes. I get it. Why can this offense not score points?
So it's all Shane Waldron. I mean, I put 100,000% of the blame on Shane Waldron. The past 3 weeks, we've been one of the highest scoring teams in the league. I'm pretty sure we had the highest point differential in the league this week coming into this game. And we came out, didn't throw the football like more than twice, I think, in the first 3 drives. He just played like he was to me, Caleb Williams is a rookie quarterback that's not a rookie quarterback. He plays like a veteran. They go up to the line without a play call and then let Caleb Williams call the play against it, whatever Shane Waldron wants against whatever zone. And none of them are plays that Caleb Williams can succeed in. It's all fucking run plays up the middle or it's little screen passes. It's never what Caleb Williams wants. He wants deep shots that he can check down below and then take his shots when he wants. Didn't run any of that till the fourth. I think he had 33 passing yards till the fourth quarter and then threw for 100 in the fourth quarter. So it's just terrible. I mean,
yeah,
you see him in the fourth. He looked like a stud the whole time, completely calm and poised, sidearm touchdowns, dot to DJ Moore 30 yards down the field while taking a hit to the face from fucking Bobby Wagner. Shane Waldron has got to let Caleb Williams play. It's absolute bullshit. There's too much talent on this offense.
Yeah, to me, when I watch it, the offense and Caleb Williams to his receivers, and I said this in the very beginning of the year, but that was okay then. They just seem one tick off. I'll give you an example. One play, he throws down the sideline to Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen stops, I'd say, about 3 yards past the first down marker, and it's a hitch route, back shoulder.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams throws it at the line, so he's about 3 yards off. Just the timing on some of those plays that move the chains, they're off. And they have been all year that I've watched. I'm not saying there hasn't been a game where they're on, but games that I've watched, they seem a tick off. So I just think offensively, they just need to get some of their timing down. But yeah, it's just a horrendous.
That's
that last
inexcusable
play,
after a bye week to come in
Yeah.
that flat and that terrible.
I agree. And that, I'm gonna be honest, that last play, I know that's fluke, that's luck. I get it. The taunting as the play's going on, that is a horrendous look.
And the play before it, I mean, Matt Eberflus said in the press conference this week that he felt the 15-yard play before it had nothing to do with the outcome of the game. They basically just gave them 15 yards. Another thing about it, I guess, I mean, I can talk about this forever. I've been just bottled up, depressed for 3 days over it. Another thing, there was 2 of the worst missed holding calls I've ever seen on that Hail Mary play. I mean, I know you don't call it, but that's bullshit. I mean, you can't let the guy run around for that long. If you're only rushing 3 and you have 2 guys literally wrapped around them, holding them, and they're waving their arms in the air, how do you not throw the flag on that? That's just unbelievable. And then also Eberfuck had a QB spy on a 52-yard play for the last play. So,
Roy?
I didn't watch the game. I just saw the highlights. The only question I have for you, you've been talking about firing these coaches. That's been your issue with the last 3 quarterbacks that you've drafted, is that you get a new quarterback, that you get a new coach with the quarterback. Do you think it's smart? I mean, you talk about firing him. Is it smart to even to think about firing him?
I honestly don't think Eberflus should be fired. I wouldn't be upset if he stayed the head coach and we had a different offensive coordinator. It should have been Cliff Kingsbury in the first place. There's no way we shouldn't have given him however much money he wanted. He played with Caleb Williams at USC the past 2 years.
Yeah.
Bring him into the NFL together. That should have given him as much money as he wanted to get him as our offensive coordinator instead of the Commanders. I will give credit where credit's due. Eberflus does have great defensive coaching. He should either be the head coach and not call a single play, or he should be the defensive coordinator. But I do think that he can keep a locker room, and he does things good like that. He has to overrule Shane Waldron in these stupid ass calls where he's giving the ball off to a fucking lineman, or he's having a QB spy on the last play of the game for 52 yards. I mean, he's not going to run it outside for a 52-yard touchdown. It's just not going to happen. So,
yeah.
Is Roy here?
Yeah, I'm here. Am I frozen?
Okay.
Yeah, you're frozen.
We can still hear you, though. It's all right. You'll come back eventually.
That I don't have anything else for that game. That's bad loss, and the Bears' schedule's only getting harder.
Yeah, I mean, we have the 3 of our last easy win games. I thought this was one of them. The one thing I do want to say about the Commanders is I've watched Jaden Daniels all year. I think he is a good quarterback. I'll say that. He is not a generational quarterback that leads a team to a Super Bowl, if you ask me. He makes wide open passes, and he has this unbelievable ability to scramble. That's the one thing that he is just amazing at, which, I mean, as a Bears fan, I watched for the last 3 fucking years, and it doesn't work in the NFL. These rookie quarterbacks that like to run like this, you see it with Anthony Richardson getting benched this week. You see it with Justin Fields getting benched and traded away from the Bears. I just don't see it panning out in the long run for a Super Bowl caliber team.
So I disagree. I think Jaden Daniels has the arm and the mentality, and he's a special player. I think he's got the ability to take him as long as they keep build around him.
He's definitely raised expectations for me. I think he's been really good. I also don't think he has as much to work with as most players. I look at that offense, and I see Zach Ertz and I see Terry McLaurin, and I don't see anyone else outside of that. And the fact that I'm not saying it's all him, it's definitely coaching as well. But I mean, just the way they're able to succeed. I mean, imagine if he has some receivers out there. I mean, put a Mike Evans in that offense. I'm just saying.
I mean, I give most of the credit to the coaching and the linemen. That guy has.
They don't have a good line on paper.
On paper, before the season started, they could have a top 5 in the line in the league right now, if you ask me.
Well, that's good coaching then, because half those guys are players that got moved on from other teams.
Yeah.
So, That'll just take us to the Cowboys 49ers. I really don't have a whole lot to say. The third quarter was exactly how I thought the whole game would go. So actually, the first half, I was actually quite pleased and surprised with a lead. Then the third quarter came, and they just ran it down our throats, play action to Kittle. They do the same thing every time they play the Cowboys. It's run the ball. I mean, they had a third-string running back run for over 100 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Play action to George Kittle. He does it every year. They do end-arounds to Deebo Samuel. Do it every year. And then on defense, it's Fred Warner. I mean, he does everything. I have never seen maybe Luke Kuechly, but I didn't watch like Ray Lewis in his prime very much. Like that was getting toward where I was getting into football. Fred Warner is one of the best two-way linebackers I've ever seen. Hats off to him. But yeah, I mean, that game went exactly how I expected it to go. And CeeDee Lamb had 2 touchdowns. One of them was blown coverage, and one of them was a trip. So take it with a grain of salt that the Cowboys came back in shit time, in my opinion. But yeah, Cowboys are just banged up completely on that defensive line. I mean, Brock Purdy got sacked one time. I think he had 2 pressures the whole game. So they just got no pressure, and anybody sitting back there all day is going to have time. So,
Roy, you can go if you want.
The Cowboy. Both teams don't look like playoff bound teams, but Dallas just does not look good. Would you have 56 yards rushing the whole game?
Yeah, probably. That's about right.
When you can't run the ball, you're not, and you got to rely on Dak to do the whole time. Dak's he just can't do it. I mean, you got to be able to run the ball, and
he only has CeeDee Lamb out there. I mean, he doesn't have any other weapon.
So it's a struggle it's a struggle to watch both teams.
Yeah. The Niners are pretty banged up too.
Yeah. And they rely so much on CMC. So, and when he's not in there, it's just not the same 49ers team. And I just thought it was an ugly game. And Dallas had a chance to get there. It just didn't do it. So.
Yeah. Josh hit one of the main things I was going to mention is that the only person on that offense for the Cowboys is CeeDee Lamb. There isn't anybody else who really does a whole lot, if you ask me. The offense just – you can't rely on one guy to score you every single thing. It just doesn't work like that. And then on the 49er side, I mean, both these teams are so banged up, so it is hard to get a good estimate of either one of them. But the 49ers can run the ball with anybody. It's been proven.
Yeah.
Jordan Mason went crazy the first week he was in. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different people run the ball this week. So that line just whoever's behind it, they're going to let them run through the hole. So
yeah.
And another big thing that you can see is that the Brock Purdy versus Dak Prescott stats is Brock Purdy didn't make any huge mistakes. Dak did have 2 interceptions, which really hurts when a close game like that.
Yeah, one of them, I honestly do think he tried to throw away down the sideline. He just threw it right in play. The first one that he threw down the sideline up, 30, 40 yards. I mean, he's got pressure in his face. He can't step into it. The ball's meant to be out in front of the receiver. Safety comes underneath and picks it off because he's got nothing behind it. Again, it's just offensive line wasn't good. I mean, just Cowboys are just so banged up. They only have – I mean, they're throwing to Kevontae Turpin, for God's sakes.
Yeah. I was going to say, do you even know? I was going to ask you if you know who your second leading rusher or receiver is.
If I had to guess, receiver, I would say Ferguson missed a couple weeks. I would probably say
I'm saying for this game.
Oh, for this game. Probably Tolbert, if I had to guess.
Jalen Tolbert was your second leading receiver.
And then rushing, probably Zeke.
Zeke was actually your leading rusher with 34 yards.
Okay, then it was Cook.
Dalvin Cook had 12, one more than Kevontae Turpin.
Yeah. So that should tell you how thin they are.
Yeah.
So it's all right.
Just wait until you trade for Khalil Herbert.
Yeah, no. You can't be good every year. Injuries are – Cowboys, that's one thing I said last year going into the playoffs. That was the healthiest I've ever seen the Cowboys have in a season. I mean, they had everyone other than Trayvon Diggs, basically. So they were pretty healthy last year. You can't be healthy every single year. It's how it works. And, just going to help us get a better draft pick at the end of the day because I don't think this team will be able to make it to the playoffs with the schedule.
Just about to ask you that.
Because we finished first last year, so we have a tough schedule.
Yeah.
I just don't see a way in without them being healthy enough. If we're completely healthy, I think we could beat the Eagles. I think we could beat the Falcons. Not when we're so banged up like this. We're just going to lose them. So
I agree.
you can't do it every year. It happens in football. So I think that's just going to take us to next week. Our picks. You guys good with that?
Yep.
All right. Thursday night football. So this is going to be a little tough with gloves on, not going to lie. Texans go to the Jets. I'll go first on this one. I'm going to be honest. I didn't even know Stephon Diggs got hurt, let alone.
I didn't either.
I wonder if that happened in practice because I had never heard of that.
I think it did happen in practice today. I hadn't seen anything about it.
What did it be an injury? Because I guess I didn't even see. I thought I heard. Huh?
Torn ACL. He's out.
Yeah, out for the season.
So, they're without Diggs and
Collins.
This week. Diggs for the rest of the season. That definitely helps the Jets' chances, but I've been burned on them too much. I have to go Texans.
I'm glad that people are seeing what I saw before the season started and that this Jets team is not going to be better than last year. I don't care how many old washed-up players they add. Texans all day. They just got beat by the Patriots.
Do you think Devontae Adams is washed up?
I don't think Devontae Adams is washed up, but he's got a washed-up fucking QB.
Okay, you said to keep adding washed-up players.
Yeah, he's an old player.
I don't think Aaron Rodgers washed up, but I'm going to go with the Texans.
You didn't watch last week then, or any game that they played this year.
I've watched a few of their games. I didn't watch this last week.
This is a good one, boys. Sunday afternoon football to kick it off. The Saints go to the Panthers. I'll let Bryce go first on this one. What do you got?
Do you know who's starting for either team for quarterback?
I would.
No, I don't know either of them. I'm going to be honest. I would say if Andy Dalton is healthy, they probably start him. But from what I heard, Bryce Young didn't look that bad last week. So
I'm thinking Bryce Young's going to start versus Spencer Rattler maybe.
I know Rattler didn't play in the end of the game last week.
I have no idea who's going to be playing for the Saints.
Me neither. We're all blind.
And the Panthers just traded Deontay Johnson. So,
the Saints also haven't won since week 2.
I know. I've got to go with the Saints. You think you have to, I think.
Yeah. Roy?
Yeah, I'm going Panthers.
Damn it. I wanted you to go Saints so then I could go Panthers. Now I don't know.
I do have a jersey signed card by Chuba Hubbard though, so maybe he'll get 20 touchdowns.
You know what? The Saints still have Alvin Kamara and Olave. As much as I want to pick the Panthers, I will take the Saints, unfortunately, even though I'm rooting for the Panthers. Commanders go to the Giants. I actually think this one could be close. The Giants just continue to play like shit, but the Commanders are on a roll right now. I'll take the Commanders.
Yeah, I'm going to have to take the Commanders as well. That offensive line is just too stellar for the Giants to stop. And last night, there wasn't a touchdown in Monday Night Football until like 3 hours into the game.
Well, every time George Pickens scored, they brought it back.
Yeah.
I'm going Commanders.
Dolphins go to the Bills. I think the Dolphins are going to get right, but I don't think this is the week. I'll take the Bills.
I'm going to take the Bills as well. I'm pretty sure they won by like 100 this week, didn't they?
They won 31 something.
Yeah.
34 something. I'll take the Bills.
Chargers go to Cleveland. This is a weird one for me. The Chargers don't score a lot of points. The Browns' defense is decent. And Jameis Winston's going to throw it God knows where. I am going to take the Chargers in a close one, but I could see Cleveland winning.
I'm going to have to take the Chargers as well. I don't think that there's going to be as many dropped interceptions as there was in the Ravens game for Jameis Winston. So
I am going Chargers as well.
We got another good one here, boys. Patriots go to the Titans.
Gosh.
Roy, I'll let you go first.
I'm going to go Patriots just because they won last week.
Drake May was benched during the game. And
he was hurt. He got hurt.
He did?
He got a concussion. I don't know if I'm sure he cleared it, but it was one of those, he got hit in the head, concussion protocol, and they just didn't play him the rest of the way.
I was watching the red zone, and I saw Jacoby Brissett come in and throw the game-winning touchdown.
No, he got hit. He went and slid, and it was one of those tackles where it hit his helmet. He had to go to protocol, and I just don't think they wanted to risk it and bring him back in.
One thing I do want to say about the Titans real quick is that now that DeAndre Hopkins gone, Calvin Ridley's really fit into that number 1 spot to get open. So I'm going to take the Titans in this.
Yeah. I will never pick Will Levis to do anything productive other than a meme, so I will take the Patriots as well.
You know why he's number 8?
I don't know if I want to know this answer. Is it because of something on his body?
Yep.
Yeah, thank you very much. Cowboys go to the Falcons, Bryce.
I'm going to have to take the Falcons. Cowboys defense is just still too hurt. Kyle Pitts is starting to play better.
I do think Micah Parsons might be back this week.
He might be a Bear this week.
But I don't know. That's crazy. But I also don't know that for sure.
I'm going to take the Falcons.
Falcons.
What?
You going to be watching that game with Butters?
No, Butters is in the Dominican
Republic.
Republic.
Never mind. Shout out Butters. Happy honeymoon.
I will also be taking the Falcons. If Bijan Robinson does not score 4 touchdowns this week, I don't know what I'm going to do. I watch every Falcons game because of Bijan Robinson. And if this is the week that he does not score touchdowns against the worst run defense in football, it's probably going to be the Tyler Algier show. Let's be real.
Could you imagine he was on a team that actually ran the ball?
Could you imagine if he was on a team that actually played him? Also, I go Falcons as well. Raiders go to the Bengals. I'll go first. I am going to take the Bengals. That offense is decent, and the Raiders, they look decent one week, and then they look just god-awful. I think they're kind of tanking a little bit, so I'll take the Bengals.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Bengals as well. Crosby might be a Bear this week as well. So,
I mean, this guy.
Is every goddamn person going to be a fucking Bear?
He has said,
guys.
Myles Garrett, Micah Parsons, and Max Crosby are all going to be Bears this week.
One of those 3 should be.
And how about Montez Sweat losing to the Commanders? That's a tough week for him.
I'm going to go Bengals too.
Broncos go to the Ravens. I think this one can be close because the Ravens defense has been so bad, but Ravens rebound. I'll take the Ravens.
Yeah, Ravens have to rebound in this game, especially adding another receiver today.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Ravens. I think they got to come back.
Bears go to the Cardinals. Bryce, I'll let you go first.
You got to think the Bears rebound and play way better against Cardinals.
Roy?
I'm going to go Cardinals. Kyler Murray's going to have a breakout or all-pro day.
I was going to say, how many breakout games can this guy have? He plays like shit one day and great the next.
Oh, this one's
He'll play
the
great.
Cardinals play either really good or really bad. They do not
It's
play.
been really bad lately.
They won last week, didn't they?
It was not a good game.
I'll take the Bears and rebound, but I think it's close. Jags go to the Eagles. I'll take the Eagles.
Also, on the Bears-Cardinals game, Black Ops 6 is out now, so Kyler Murray's not going to be playing very well. That's a good point. I'm going to take the Eagles in that game.
Eagles.
Rams at Seahawks. Roy, I'll let you go first.
I'm going to go Seahawks.
Bryce?
I'm going to go Rams. The Seahawks just got blasted by the Bills, and the Rams are healthy now.
I am also going to go Rams. They got Puka back last week.
And Cooper Kupp.
Not sure if Cooper Kupp will be there much longer. We're going to find out.
Yeah, that's true.
If they win this week,
be a Bear?
If he loses, yeah, he's probably going to be a Bear.
No, he's not going to be.
It'll probably be like Cooper Kupp for a 7th, but isn't that right?
No, I don't want Cooper Kupp.
Oh. Lions go to the Packers. This should be a good one. I'll let Bryce go first on this one.
I'm taking the Lions. I don't think Jordan Love is that good, and his luck's going to run out. He went out, though, and Malik Willis is going to be starting, I'm pretty sure.
Didn't you say the Lions were the worst team in that division?
I never said that. I said the Vikings were at the beginning of the season.
You said you were a Lions hater. You didn't pick
You were a Lions hater.
I was picking against the Lions for most of the time. I would say the Packers are the worst team in the division.
Actually, the Bears are at the moment.
I think the Bears are.
Record-wise.
Roy?
I'm going Lions. I think Jordan Love's hurt, so
yeah,
they'll
be going Lions. Colts go to the Vikings. Joe Flacco playing in this one.
Yeah.
I'll go first on this one. I'll take the Vikings, but they're starting to come back down to earth, it looks like.
I am also going to take the Vikings.
I'm going to take the Vikings, too.
A couple of years ago, Super Bowl rematch, even though none of the players are still there. Buccaneers play in Kansas City. This isn't the week they lose. I'll take the Chiefs.
Buccaneers actually shocked me with how good they played without Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. I'm going to take Baker Mania to get the first upset on primetime, but
I'll tell you what.
I know the fact that there's going to be some crazy flag on primetime that they're going to win off of.
There's not a guy who picks the Bucs more than Bryce. I
That is
might have
me.
to buy you a Tampa Bay Buccaneers jersey.
That's probably the only jersey I would wear besides
You love
the
that.
jersey.
team.
I'm gonna go Chiefs. The Buccaneers aren't that good. Aren't as good without their weapons.
And then Steelers and 49ers are on a bye, so that will be it for us. Let's go over last week's picks. So I kind of skipped over it. Bryce and Roy both tied for second and third, same record, 9-7, solid week. Not as good as my 11-5. I had the first place. So in our season, we're all one game apart. Bryce is in last, 70-53. Roy is one ahead at 71-52, and I'm one ahead of that at 72-51. I say we stop the count.
You look
Great
like an
joke.
idiot.
Great
That's fine.
joke.
All right,
That's a
so
good
we're into college football now, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Let's start out with the top 12. Oregon number 1, Georgia 2, Penn State 3, Ohio State 4, Miami 5, Texas 6, Tennessee 7, Notre Dame 8, BYU 9, Texas A&M 10, Iowa State 11, and Clemson back in at number 12. So we had some pretty good games this week. I don't know if you guys got to watch any of them. A lot of close battles from last week. Let's first start off with the good old Ohio State barely coming back late to beat Nebraska.
Yeah.
Just bad. We watched the game of Buffalo Wild Wings, and it was just, Ohio State didn't play very well. Their defense looked vulnerable. Nebraska's just not ready for that kind of a game, but they played tough, and their defense played a lot tougher on Ohio State than I thought.
Yeah, that's the thing I took away. I did see some of the highlights of it. I didn't watch the full game, but I was shocked at how physical Nebraska defense played, because when they played Illinois, it kind of got manhandled, and Illinois doesn't have a high-powered flying offense, and it felt like they ran through them pretty well. So I was impressed by their toughness up front, because Ohio State can really run the ball at those running backs.
I mean, what's more impressive, I don't know if you remember, Indiana blasting Nebraska by 50. So
yeah, that'll do it, though, something like that.
Yeah, and then they show up and play a ranked team like Ohio State and hold them the whole game till the very last second. So, it's just insane how college football is. One thing I want to talk about Nebraska, though, is I found out about this week, is do you guys know about their sellout streak?
Yes, I know about it.
Yeah, I've heard about it. Yep.
Everybody knows about how fake it is.
I was going to see, do you know how it is, how they do it?
It's ridiculous. Don't farmers buy like 27 tickets or something like that?
Yeah. And they just hand them out to like college kids and stuff.
Yeah.
So they fill up the stadium.
I know.
But the thing is, when they do sellouts, how many people buy the tickets to resell them, and it's just that's how they get the sellouts. You never freaking know if there really truly is a sellout or how many truly people are there.
Yeah.
So you got some other games. Texas barely beating Vanderbilt, coming out of nowhere and giving them strength. Texas A&M, how bad they looked against Notre Dame earlier in the year, I thought, beats LSU pretty handily. I felt they looked pretty good. Indiana wins again. Notre Dame takes care of Navy, which is good. And then let's get to Tennessee had their week off. But now let's talk about the number 1 ranked team, Oregon. Just destroyed Illinois. So
before I jump into that, I'd like to say something about Indiana that I learned over the week. They've played one team with a winning record.
Yep, they haven't played anybody.
One team with a winning record. I mean, that's all I need to say.
Are they ranked?
Yeah, they're ranked.
Wow.
Yeah, they're ranked 13.
Thank you, 13.
That's crazy.
One team that is positive, and it's something like South Florida, 4-4. I don't know that to be exact, but it's something like that.
And they avoid everybody. Like they don't in the Big Ten. They don't play. The only 2 teams they play in the Big Ten that's got a winning record is Michigan and Ohio State.
I read they have Ohio State, and that's basically it.
They got them back-to-back weeks. I mean, you're talking they play Purdue. I mean, they played Nebraska, was decent, but then they just got the easiest schedule. I mean, they played Minnesota. Their West Coast teams was UCLA and Washington.
Yeah.
They went on the road to UCLA, the worst one of the worst teams in the Big Ten.
Yeah. So take that with a grain of salt with Indiana, but whatever. Back to Illinois. So I watched, I would say about 3/4 this game. I didn't watch all of it. I thought Illinois' offense came out slow, and they couldn't afford that. They just got down early. But boy, I'll tell you what, that's the first time I've sat and watched an Oregon game. Like I've seen, drives of Oregon. I just haven't watched their entire game. Who, baby, are those guys good? Dylan Gabriel, really good at running an offense. That offense, I should say. Accurate and can move when he needs to. He doesn't run, but if he needs to go, he will. And there's a difference in that. Looked really good. Those receiving core for Oregon, really good. That Tez Johnson probably would be a first-round pick, maybe early second. I was very impressed with their offense and how good they were, especially in the pass game, because that's what Illinois has been good at. Illinois manned them up early, and boy, they just ran right through us. So, hats off to Oregon. That's a good team.
Yeah.
Got anything, Bryce?
Oregon's a solid team. I agree, but I know you have to go off the record for the standings. I still think a Georgia or a maybe Texas, I don't know, after this week is still better than them. But yeah, they really manhandled Illinois. Illinois looked solid for the first, what was it, quarter, maybe two?
Yeah.
It was 14-3 after the first quarter because I watched the first quarter.
Oregon did what they wanted on offense. Illinois had a couple, first downs and then, like a sack, and then it messed it all up. But
my only, it's tough to go out west. So I read that the Big Ten teams that have traveled to the West have got 2 wins, and they're 2-13, I think, going out west, or 2-14 or something. So these college teams haven't figured out the time zone. How to get out there. Like pro teams have already figured out how, I got to get out there and how to get set up. These college teams so far in the Big Ten, this is the first year they've actually had to travel, like this.
Yeah.
And I don't think they've figured it out. And these teams that are going out west are getting beat, and some of them are not close. I think Penn State had beat UCLA. I think that's about I think the only 2 wins are against UCLA, if I remember right. So who are terrible. So yeah, for Illinois to go out there against the number 1 team. The first quarter I got to watch, and we watched their Buffalo Wild Wings. Oregon moved the ball real easy.
Yeah.
Too much speed, I think, at the point.
Yep.
But then the problem was that they ran. The defense looked like they had chances. They just can't get to the quarterback, unlike they were doing in other games. But then we left, and I turned the thing. Next thing I know, it was like 28-3. So I was like, holy shit. So, but hey, that's this Big Ten team, this Big Ten conferences, the SEC and Big Ten are just. I mean, I'm not gonna say top to bottom good. Like SEC, pretty much top to bottom is pretty decent. Big Ten's got some bad teams in it, but they're still pretty hard to beat to go to win every game. I think Oregon's will probably slip up once. I think they still got some teams they got to play.
Yeah,
but. The next game, the only other game since Tennessee didn't play was Michigan State. Michigan finally comes back with a win. Jack Tuttle, thank God he retired from football. So,
did he?
He retired from football. He had a concussion after the Illinois game, and they just retired. So they're going with Davis Warren, and they're going with who the first couple games I was not that upset with. I thought he made plays with his arm. He's got a decent arm. It's just the run game was not very good early, and it wasn't very good against Michigan State. Michigan State, much better improved team. Our defense finally. I've been criticizing him all year because I just feel like his style of calling is not made for for college yet.
Yep.
And I think he's kind of figuring out, but it's like he's in an NFL game. I think it's a feel game. I think that's what he said. He said that a couple times. I got to feel how this game is going. Well, shit. I mean, you don't have the personnel to do that kind of stuff in college. I've been really disappointed in Makari Page as a safety. Our safeties have not done well, and for a guy who started 3 years, this is a 3rd year starting on a national championship team who had a good year last year, has been shit. And I wish he listened so I could tell him, you've been fucking shit. I'm fucking tired of seeing you play.
Sorry, kids, for that.
Yeah, but then you got the Michigan State, the fight at the end, typical Michigan State fight. Little brothers trying to think they can start something, and then they go whine to the Big Ten or to the refs, thinking people stomped on everybody. Grow the fuck up.
I mean, Michigan's had a history of cheating and dirty players, so it wouldn't
cheating and for dirty players. Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't watch this game.
I don't know who would watch this game besides some old Michigan guys up there drinking spotted cow and fat fucks.
I think everybody from Michigan, I think it was like the 4th highest rated game of the week. So
yeah, it was a pretty shitty week of college football.
Yeah. That was a good game for us. The only other good thing, Air Force didn't lose this week because they did not play. So, they did not play this week. So
hey, that's a loss that didn't go on the books.
So yeah, they were still 1-6 and 0-4 in conference play.
Yeah, the Mountain West is tough, man.
Yeah. So it's
a loaded conference.
Loaded. So here we are for next week. Some big games. There are some big games that's coming this next week. Let me pull it up here. Well, the only one thing I think about this last week, did you guys see the Syracuse-Pittsburgh game?
Yeah.
Threw 5 interceptions, 3 pick six.
Yep.
Kyle McCord.
3 pick sixes in the first quarter.
3 pick sixes in the first quarter.
That's crazy.
Unreal. I can't believe that.
He's been good this year.
Yeah. All right. So some big games we're going to highlight. Just we won't talk. Ohio State, Penn State. That's going to be a good matchup at Penn State. Ohio State has struggled at Penn State over the years, so that's going to be a good one. Air Force. Who do you think they play? Army.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
I knew that actually.
Army is 7-0, ranked number 21 in the nation, so that's going to be tough.
No, we're going to run the triple option and get them a little bit.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one.
It's got to be so annoying for these ranked teams to come play a team that runs triple option like a high school football team. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, you just never see it anymore. It's gonna get Army this week. I got a good feeling about it.
So come on, Air Force, you got to invite us 3 out there. We'll broadcast the game. I'll promise not to cuss, and I promise that will be. It's not a Michigan game, so I definitely don't need to cuss.
It should be in the Navy because it's like a sailor.
Yeah, whatever. All right, another game, big game for Bryce. Tennessee, Kentucky. Wow, so that'll be a good game. It's always been a good, usually a good game. Rivalry there. Illinois, you get a little break here. You got Minnesota coming in.
By the way, looked at it today. Minnesota -3.
Are you serious?
Favored.
Oh, you know what? I'm looking at it right now. -3 with a total of 45.5.
So I am hammering. I can't legally hammering Illinois money line.
Maybe I'll just drive to Indiana the next couple of days.
We live 5 minutes from Missouri. You could go.
But you can't bet Missouri, can you?
Can't bet Missouri.
Oh yeah, you can't. You got to go to Indiana.
Because I actually, it's a good thing because it's usually during basketball season where Illinois is not favored in basketball, and I go bullshit, we're winning. I'd say I'd put $50 on it, but I can't. So the good thing you can't in this day. I like it.
Well, I'll just drive to Indiana and
I always do it in Nashville though. That I always do.
Whenever we're in Nashville,
I always do it there.
All right, and then the last one, Michigan hosts the Oregon Ducks. So I'm excited about that. At 2:30.
If Michigan State's secondary plays well, I think they could keep it closer than Illinois did.
Did you just say Michigan State?
Or Michigan's? I was thinking the state of Michigan.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to confuse.
But I'll tell you what, they're good. And if Illinois,
and Will Johnson, I don't think is going to play the rest of the year, so that's going to kill us.
Oh well, then no,
because I think he's going to be I think he wants to keep his draft pick.
He is a projected top 10 pick.
Yeah, so I don't think we're going to see much of him the rest of the year. Maybe. So that's your college football. College football. There you go. Can't wait. Right. Good weekend.
Well,
we got drill this weekend.
Yep.
I won't be there.
Of course you won't. Neither of you will be.
No, I'll be in Peoria. Why won't you be there?
At Roy's house. I got Connor's wedding this weekend.
Oh.
Typical. Doesn't go to work. Always bitching to me about money and doesn't go to work.
When was the last time I bitched to you about money?
All right, I've been dreading this one. Let's talk baseball. When you guys are seeing this, the World Series is over. Congratulations.
Whatever. Calm the fuck down.
For us, Dodgers lead 3-0. Game 4 is tonight for us. Heel versus bullpen game for the Dodgers. Bryce, so you don't have any care about. I'll let you speak first. What do you think so far?
I do just want to say that what I predicted is happening. I said the Yankees, the whole playoffs, all they faced was teams that had good pitching and okay batting lineups, and now they're facing a team that has great batting lineup and okay pitching. And I thought all year that was the Yankees' weaknesses because they rely on the big home run balls and they can't score runs without it. So I hate to say I told you so, but that's just I saw it was going to happen, and it's clearly going to happen now.
Roy?
Well, it ain't over. I mean, I don't know how the hell you guys think it's over. Just still, I know we're at the Yankees. You got to remember the game one. A bad manager move cost that game. In my opinion,
It cost the game, too.
And you were 1 out away from winning that, from being only down 2-1. The last 2 games, I just feel like the hitting approach has been wrong. Our pitching hasn't been great. Other than the bullpen's been doing pretty well. It's just been we're swinging and missing, way too many swing and misses. We're getting back to where we were at in April, or not in April, mid June or July and all that, when we're just swinging and missing and not doing what we're supposed to do. Gotta get the ball in play. And as long as Judge is going to sit there and not do shit, it's not going to be pretty for the Yankees. He's got to do something. Soto's and Stanton are doing everything. I mean, last night, you give up those home runs. I felt, that just another coaching mistake, sending Stanton. I just don't see the purpose of that. But there's a lot of coaching mistakes, in my opinion. The players haven't been playing, but I think the coaching mistakes have been a disappointment in what they're doing. I'm not a Boone fan, never have been, but I just think we need.
You were praising him last week.
I did not praise him ever. I've said he did a good job in a couple games, but I've never praised him about being a good manager. So I think the Yankees, like Garrett Cole said today, I really wish Garrett Cole was pitching today, because I don't understand why you don't pitch your best pitcher game 1, 4, and 7 like everybody in the fucking history has ever done. But I think the Yankees, if they can pull out to win tonight, and do a little bit early on, use this bullpen of getting a hitting. I think the Yankees have a chance.
Yeah, you're more optimistic than me.
Well, you've been quitting since game 1.
Well, the Yankees,
of the first series of the playoffs.
I've watched this. This is the Yankee team that I've grown up on. 2014, 15, 16. That's when I can remember seriously getting into it and learning more about the deep ends of baseball. The Yankees, the first 2 rounds when they faced the Royals and the Guardians, they faced really good pitching. I'll give it that they did. And I was worried about the offense. The pitching has always been either pretty good or pretty bad. I was so worried about the offense in October. And the Yankees in the first 2 rounds, they put the ball in play, and they scored early, and they got the big hits. Those are 3 things the Yankees have never done since I've watched, ever. They don't get the big hit. They don't put the ball in play. So that was one. They got all the way to the World Series, and they've reverted right back. And I'm not saying it's, they're trying to. I'm just saying it's what's happening. Judge is just non-existent at the moment. It's just unfortunate. He's ice cold. Gleyber has slowed down a little bit since the first 2 rounds. He was on base every other bat. Now it's like every 4 at bats, which you can't stay hot forever. Stanton and Soto have been great. Bottom of the lineup, can't put the ball in play, can't get on base. And you're back to the same thing. It's trying, you have runners on first and second, bottom of the order. They're trying too hard. They're swinging, missing on pitches out of the zone. And the Dodgers pitching, it was their weakness. Their starting rotation was the weakness. That was the Yankees' advantage. They've outpitched us by leaps and bounds. They just have. Hats off to them. Their lineup is hit, as I expected. Garrett Cole shut them down for the most part. Rodon got lit up a little bit, and Clark really had a horrible start, in my opinion. And Yamamoto, 7 innings shutout, basically. 1 hit, 1 run. Buehler, who has a 7 ERA in the playoffs, 6 innings shutout. You're just not going to win if you can't hit. And the Yankees have gone ice cold, and they're back to what they've been since my lifetime. So I know it's over. I know they're going to lose tonight probably, but I'll tell you this: they're not hitting.
I bet they win tonight.
I think the problem that they're watching too much. The first 2 series they were able to watch, work the counts, and maybe get a walk. Dodgers aren't doing that. They're just throwing strikes. And we watched 24 strikes last night, fastball strikes. And you just can't. Then that's not the Dodgers aren't watching strikes. They're swinging at strikes, whether they do what they do with it or not. Our approach is been all playoffs is to work the account, work this. They got to get aggressive tonight. Yeah. They got to come out and be ready to swing and start hitting fastballs, because that's what the Dodgers have been throwing, a lot of fastballs that we're just watching. And then we then I throw these spin ones, and we just can't hit them. And we're swinging a bad pitch. We've got to come out aggressive.
The Yankees are my entire lifetime. It's walk, home run, or strikeout. I mean, it's just what it is. And the first 2 series, they walked a lot. They led the playoffs in walks the first 2 rounds. They hit good home runs, and they didn't strike out that much. Now they have hit the home run ball a little bit, but they really aren't walking because the Dodgers are throwing strikes, and we're swinging and missing. It's the same thing that they do every year, usually in the first or second round. They're just doing it in the World Series this round. So it sucks, but I mean, they're just not winning 4 straight. They're just not, as much as it kills me to say that.
And just take one game at a time.
Yeah.
I was alive and watching baseball in 2004. I know that it was the Red Sox against the Yankees, but at least I saw how it can be done. You just got to do one game, and it's just one, and it takes one play. It's all. I mean, that's what it hit. Boston was down, and it took a steal and a thrown in the in the center field for Roberts to go to third base.
Yeah, well, we'll see, but it's the same old story that I've seen for a long time. So, you guys got anything else for baseball? I mean, there really isn't a lot to talk about. It's 3-0.
No.
Bryce?
So no.
No, you got anything to say?
No, not about baseball.
Okay, well, I guess that'll take us to our miscellaneous. And I don't have a lock or a game. I figured Bryce would have one. We're already kind of running over time.
I do have a game. It's a pretty sweet game this week. So there was hopefully you guys haven't seen this and it surprised you guys. There was a study that came out this week about the top 10 teams who eat the most Uncrustables each week. I was wanting to know if you guys...
In all sports or...
NFL, sorry.
Oh, NFL.
Okay.
So apparently, like, every locker room has unlimited Uncrustables. They have, like, a deal. And they go through a lot.
Okay.
I want to say it was, like, thousands a week that the NFL goes through. So...
Can I go first?
You guys... Yeah, I'm not going to give you any strikes. I just want this to be a fun game.
Denver Broncos.
The Denver Broncos are number 1. You definitely have seen this.
That's the only one I saw.
Okay.
I don't know the rest.
The Denver Broncos eat 700 a week.
700 Uncrustables? Yeah. How about I'm going to say Buffalo just because it's cold.
Not in the top 10.
Damn. Bears?
Not in the top 10.
Detroit?
Chargers.
Chargers is number 9. Detroit is not on there.
Okay, so it's not a Midwest teams. Then it's
Chargers
probably
eat 200. Chargers eat 200.
Rams.
You think the Rams over there in their bougie new stadium are eating fucking
Chargers are in the same stadium.
Yeah.
Seahawks.
Seahawks are number 2 at 320.
Wow.
So Denver's got a big gap.
Holy shit.
How about Cardinals?
The Cardinals are number 7 at 200 as well.
Cowboys are not on there.
No.
I knew it. I knew they weren't on there.
The Denver Broncos eat more Uncrustables than the Seattle Seahawks. Double what they eat than the rest of the league.
That's crazy. Jets.
The Jets are not on there.
I don't know.
Dolphins.
Dolphins are number 4 at 300.
Jaguars.
That's
number 3, 315.
Florida loves those.
The Saints are not on there.
Titans.
Nope.
Falcons.
Number 5, 250.
South, man.
How about Houston?
Nope.
So I think we're going all the South teams.
You're missing
Kansas City.
Nope.
Man, the Midwest doesn't like them.
No, they don't. Only NFC North team you haven't named is on
Minnesota.
200 at 8. And then you have number 6 and number 10.
Bengals.
Nope.
Titans.
You already said that.
Ravens.
Ravens are number 10 at 150.
Patriots.
Patriots.
Nope.
Commanders.
Nope.
Eagles.
Me and Josh have been there.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh Steelers eat 225 a week.
Damn.
So I saw this because Barstool is actually trying to beat them, Barstool Chicago, because I guess they eat a lot at their office too, and they were like, do we think that if I supply, Big Cat said this, if I supply as many Uncrustables as I can this week, you have unlimited, eat as much as you can we beat a team for just 1 week? And I saw the freezer picture that he posted. I mean, they have so many Uncrustables at Barstool right now.
That's awesome. All right, Roy, you're up. You got anything?
Nah, just don't. Yeah, this is for you, Josh. Don't give up on your team after fucking 1 out in the first pitch of a fucking World Series or any other game.
Roy,
Be optimistic that things can happen.
I knew that team was in trouble as soon as that ball left the bat. I said, "Uh-oh, that's going to kill them."
Get yourself
and
ready.
What do you know? They've been outscored 12-4 in 2 games.
I do want to say just one thing. Not only have I kicked Roy's ass at fantasy football, my girlfriend now has kicked his ass as well at fantasy football.
Wow.
So.
Hell, I traded 3 players in the last
I couldn't
3
believe you
weeks.
traded those 3 players, actually.
Huh?
There was one trade you did I thought was stupid.
Which one?
It was like Jerry Jeudy for somebody else.
Oh, I was trying to help my son out.
Yeah, you gave him you got Jerry
Cooper Kupp.
Jeudy. Yeah, it was a straight up trade. I almost fucking
No, I'm trying to help
like,
other people. I'm trying to help people.
See, that's not how fantasy works, Roy.
And I'll
fun fact,
still make the plays.
I won fantasy in my main league this week by 0.7. I was up. I was down like 1 point with Pickens and Najee playing, and they had the Steelers defense and / special teams. They take the punt return. He goes up 10 points. Najee and Pickens gets that like 40-yard catch down to the 4. Takes me, I think, up. I was up 1.8. Then the Giants got the ball for the last drive, and I told the guy, if the Steelers get a turnover, like a pick or a fumble, they will win, or you will win. The play before the interception, the team's yardage went over a certain number, so he lost another point. So he was down 2.7, and then they got an interception, and he lost by 0.7.
Damn.
He was pissed. Shout out Daryl, Vikings fan that we had on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. I don't have anything else, you guys.
Nope.
All right.
Oh, I did have one more thing. I'll get through it real quick. Do you guys know about the sports equinox?
No.
Is that where all the sports play?
4 of the sports, yes. So the 4 major sports all played this week on the same day.
Yeah.
MLB, NBA, NFL, and NHL all
Had to
played
be
on
last
Monday.
night. Yeah.
Monday, yeah. And I just want to say one more thing. New York went 0-4 on the sports equinox. Lost the World Series game. Giants lost. Knicks got beat by the Cavaliers. And New York City FC lost.
That's a soccer team.
Yeah, I guess soccer's on this too.
What about
soccer
NHL?
and I don't know.
Let me look. It's yesterday. I have it. Yesterday, New York did not. Neither team in New York played.
Yeah.
That's
So
All right. Hit the like button, subscribe, comment if you're new. Happy Halloween. We'll see you next week. Peace
Yeah.
out.
Later.
Gotta find my way to you, even though you're never